Yo, at this point, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is getting tortured like it's a biblical punishment from God, yo. He's like Job. Like no matter what he does, like like you're getting deported back to El Salvador. No, you can come back. No, actually you're going to Uganda. like and it's so transparently obvious that they're doing this to him just to like make an example out of what happens if you dare embarrass the Trump administration. That's obvious. They're really dragging his name through the mud. Some of his allegations are somewhat credible, though. I mean, we'll get into it.
That was Kilmer Abrego Garcia turning himself in to immigration officials at an ICE field office in Baltimore just a few hours ago. He and his wife shared a tear-filled goodbye, and then Abrego.
His wife is really sticking with him during it all. Like, you really can't say that she's not. I actually follow her on TikTok. And she's, they have a special needs child together. Obviously, the elephant in the room is that she did file a report against him for DV, but I guess either they hashed it out or she said she was overreacting. The Trump administration is obviously using that little tidbit as fuel against them or her, really. Um, but their love is strong. Their love is strong, and they probably knew when they hung out that there's probably no chance they'd stay together for very long, and they're just prayed up. You know, hopefully they got the chance to hook up. Honestly,
Garcia was quickly taken into ICE custody. Now, the Department of Homeland Security says he's being processed for deportation. He spoke to the crowd of supporters and protesters beforehand through an interpreter.
To all the families who have been separated, or to all the families who have been threatened with family separation.
brother, imagine having to be a whole martyr. like when I was a kid, like I definitely fantasized about being famous a lot. I mean, this is kind of what I'm doing right now, like a further pursuit of that. But it's like to be like just some random guy and like have to be like the martyr for the immigration system in the United States is nuts. I mean, it's kind of nuts that he wasn't already a citizen. I feel like that's a failure of the immigration system right there. I mean, this guy is fully assimilated. He has kids here. He works a steady job. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't have any cases on him. Just he should have been a citizen years ago.
This administration has hit us hard. But I want to tell you guys something. God is with us, and God will never leave us. God will bring justice to all of the injustice that we are suffering.
CNN's Priscilla Alvarez is following Abrego Garcia's case. So, Priscilla, Garcia's attorney suggested this morning that they did not know he was going to be arrested this morning, and they were told he was.
I mean, technically they didn't know, but I think they knew. I mean, they knew this is unprecedented behavior from a presidential administration against an immigrant. Like they know that Trump is trying to install an authoritarian regime with an anti-racial bias. Like you think the lawyers don't know that? Of course they knew that. Now they don't know what to expect because Trump will just do something new. I mean, like Trump just violated the First Amendment, Supreme Court case today, just as dessert for this stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like I think the lawyers are well aware of like what was gonna happen. To be honest,
Just actually going to be interviewed by ICE officials when they went there. So what happened?
Well, the intention was that it was a mandatory check-in where an interview would happen, but his attorney did expect that it was possible that he would be detained. That is something that Trump administration officials have repeatedly said was an option if and when he was released from criminal custody, which happened last Friday in Tennessee. Now, I was there on the ground, and it all happened really.
Mind you, this is the same administration that literally freed over 1,000 terrorists that try to overthrow the election and assassinate the vice president. Like he let those people go free. A lot of those were actually child predators as well. That's kind of underreported. A lot of them reoffended pretty much instantly after getting out of jail. So I don't understand why this guy specifically is in Trump's radar so much. I mean, Trump himself, more likely than not, participated in a child sex trafficking ring. That's human trafficking right there. and he almost definitely got away with it. And he's bending the rules so we can hide that information from making it to the American public. It's like even if like Kilmar Abrego Garcia was like Skeletor or some shit, like he still wouldn't be like he would still be a better candidate for president, than the person that's persecuting him right now.
Within an hour, Abreu Garcia, as you see there, spoke to the crowd, thanked his family and community organizers as well as religious leaders, and then embracing his wife, went up to the federal building along with his attorney, where he turned himself into Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Jesus, it's like you're free and then you gotta go back in. That sucks. That sucks.
NewsHour. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland resident whose deportation sparked scrutiny of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, was arrested again this morning during a meeting with Immigration and Customs Enforcement in Baltimore. Back in March, Abrego Garcia was mistakenly deported to his native El Salvador and held in the notorious Sikot prison for...
Yo, I mean, it's like I'm a really big fan of like Jewish literature, like books that are about the Holocaust. Like I got really into that like a year or two ago, and I read Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. I read Mouse by Art Spiegelman, and then I read Diary of Anne Frank, right? And the thing that was always so interesting to me is like their descriptions were always just so. The descriptions were always just so exact that you could really imagine what it's like being in these camps, and that's the only way we would know, because there weren't videos. I mean, there were pictures of those facilities for sure, and the pictures obviously have, you can fill in the blanks with the pictures, but we're in a different era now where the fascists that have their gulag camps and stuff, it's like we'll receive videos, we'll receive pictures, but they're highly curated for social media. And the only people that really know what's going on in there is the prisoners and the fascists that are the guards and stuff. So it's like, and that's part of the reason why Kilmar Abrego Garcia is not, like, that's why they want him so badly, because if he does like a Good Morning America interview or something, just talking about like the horrors that he saw, like, firsthand. I mean, would it even matter? Would it even matter? I mean, he's just a drop in the bucket compared to all the crazy stuff that's going on, to be honest.
Months. Under judge's orders, he was returned to the U.S. in June, then immediately jailed by federal officials on human smuggling charges. 3 days ago, he was released, again under judge's orders. And this morning, complying with the conditions of his release, he reported to an immigration check-in in Baltimore and was again arrested by ICE. Before his arrest, Abrego Garcia spoke to a crowd of supporters.
To all the families who have suffered separations and who live constantly under the threat of being separated, I want to tell you, even though injustice is hitting us hard, we do not lose faith.
I mean, like, what do conservatives want immigrants to come over here and do, right? Like, what do they want them to come over here and do? Like, this guy, mind you, this guy immigrated. He did immigrate illegally, but it was to literally save his life, right? Like, that's not even contested by the law. Like, he did. I mean, I guess the current administration, but like previously, before all this craziness happened, including during his first administration, like he was following the rules. Like, he did he get a little police report filed on him? Yes, but I mean, if we're being fair here, Trump should agree. Like, there's no case. There's no case. There's no case. And his wife is standing beside him. They're accusing him of human trafficking, which is fabricated from nothing. Like, they're just making up whatever, yo. Like, he's a family man. He's got a special needs kid. Like, like a family's being destroyed, and this lady's American. His baby mama's American, dog. Like, she's Spanish though, and then that's where it comes down to too, because it's like, yo, if this lady was like white, if she was white. I feel like they wouldn't be able to clown him like this. Like, you know what I mean? Like someone with like some actual connections, but it's like because these are all Hispanic people, Trump can literally just do backflips on it, like while he sits in his mansion, and this guy is just wondering if he's ever gonna like spend like a full day with his child ever again. Instead, he's getting sent to a Ugandan concentration camp. Like, what the hell? What the fuck? Yeah, this is nuts.
The administration now says he's being processed for deportation to Uganda, a
Oh
country
my
he has no
God.
connection to. But a federal judge in Maryland today ruled that the administration could not deport him without prior approval and must keep him in the U.S. Joining me now to discuss Abrego Garcia's case is his attorney, Simon Sandoval Moshenberg. Simon, thanks for joining us. What can you tell us about where your client is right now and how he and his family are doing?
Okay, guys, this has nothing to do with any of this stuff, but recently I was in a brand deal with a very famous company, right? Like they make like snacks, right? They make like snacks, and my manager was able to get us like a meeting, and I had to do like a Zoom call to like um to talk to this brand ambassador. And again, like I'm saying, this is family friendly snacks, like, you feel me? So here we are. And I'm at my boy's crib, and I'm fiddling with the teams, and my camera's flipped the wrong way, but then I flip it back again, and I do the interview. The interview seems a little fine, even though it started off a little bit awkward. We finish the call. My manager calls me, and then she's like, "Yo, what the hell? Like, you just showed your weed in your ashtray on the table, you dumbass." She didn't say it like that. She was nice about it. But I was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, that's why that white lady was like so afraid. Like when, like, it was so awkward in the beginning. I was like, oh, like why is she being weird? Like, so now every time I see someone in a Zoom call in their own house, like, I'm always like, bro, at least they didn't do something stupid. At least I'm not as bad as the guy that was like Jeffrey Tubin, like, you know what I'm saying, yanking his meat like during a CNN call. At least I'm not that bad. You know what I mean? And I work from home too. I haven't had anything that bad yet, but Jesus, I still feel stupid about that to this day.
Mr. Abrego Garcia was taken back into ICE custody at a ICE check-in, which the supposed purpose was an interview. That was clearly false, because as soon as we got up there, they had the whole floor shut off, and within 1 minute they took him into custody. He's currently at a detention center in Virginia. The district judge ordered that he not be removed from that detention center in the meanwhile. So they're prohibited, at least.
Has this been the most arrested man in America? Like, he's literally the most arrested man in America. Like, yo, he really didn't do nothing. He really didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do shit, bro. Like, like, bro, they let him out of jail so he could walk around with his family for 1 day, and then they could lock him up again and send him to Africa. Like, he's probably like, what the hell? What the fuck? His baby mom, yo, his baby mom was holding him down, yo. At that point, like, it's, yo, you need like Superman to come and get you. Like, this is craziness.
For the moment, to sending him to one of the detention centers in Louisiana or South Texas or what have you.
It was reported earlier, Simon, that there was a plea deal put before your client, that if he pled guilty, he would serve his time and then be deported to Costa Rica. And if he wouldn't plead guilty, he might otherwise be deported to Uganda, which the administration now says it's working on. So can you confirm?
Like, what a psyop that is too. It's like, hey brother, you can go to Costa Rica, where you just serve out your sentence. Like, you know what I mean? Mind you, like, do we even have like any confirmation that these Costa Rican prison facilities are sufficient either? I mean, it's still a concentration camp. I mean, it's like, and now there's so many of these facilities. It's like, I didn't even know there was one in Costa Rica. But it's like, okay, Costa Rica, you don't know shit about Costa Rica either. You're from El Salvador, or we can send you to Uganda in Africa. Like, that shit just sounds way scarier. You know what I mean? And I know that they know that it sounds way scarier. That's why they were trying to put the heat on him like this. I mean, it takes a lot of strength. I mean, or his lawyers must have really convinced him. It's like, yo, bro, it's like, you can walk free from this. Like, you could probably sue. Like, this could probably make your family. Don't submit to some bullshit so the Trump administration can claim a win over you. Like, fuck that, yo.
That offer was made, and did Abrego Garcia reject that deal?
So I don't represent him in his criminal matters. I'm his immigration counsel. But the notion that they're using the immigration system, and even more specifically, the decision of which country someone is going to be deported to to sort of try to weaponize and gain leverage in a criminal prosecution, is just flatly unconstitutional. It's very punitive. They say that their goal is to get him out of the country as quickly as possible. There's already an offer on the table from Costa Rica for refugee status in that country, and a guarantee that Costa Rica will not deport him on to El Salvador.
Dang, yo, Costa Rica really does sound like the best option for him. But I mean, I feel like the best option for him is Maryland, like where he's fucking from, right? Like, like, why, like, it's like what makes Donald Trump this master citizen? Just the fact that he's the president. Like, I guarantee you that Donald Trump has done more harm to the American populace than Kilmar Abrego Garcia. And like, mind you too, it's like maybe he's an asshole. Maybe he seems pretty normal to me though. Like, you feel me? It's like if he was such a psycho, like I feel like people wouldn't be going to bat for him to this level, or at the very least, like more stuff would have came out about him. Um, I don't know. I don't know, man.
They wanted to get him out of the country as quickly as possible. We could work that out tomorrow.
I want to
He
ask
could
you
be out
about that
tomorrow.
judge's ruling this afternoon that we just reported on. Do you believe that that ruling does deport him, or rather does protect him from deportation? Is he safe from being deported right now, in your view?
In the very short term, he's safe from being deported until we're going to have an in-person evidentiary hearing in front.
This guy doesn't know that. This guy doesn't know that. I mean, the new administration rules by violence. Like, you feel me? It's like they rule by violence. Like they'll just defy what the Supreme Court says, or they'll just defy what just lower courts say in general. And it's with a threat of violence. Like, it's like, oh, we're gonna do that, and if anybody stops us, then our agents are more than capable of, So, this is wishful thinking from Mr. Mossenberg.
The judge. But really, ultimately, what has to be decided is, can they send him to any country, whether it's Uganda, whether it's, Spain, if that country hasn't assured that he's going to be able to stay there?
Also, too, it's like, why the fuck is he getting deported to places that he's not fucking from? Like, you feel me? Like, like in the Trump administration kind of has his hands tied, because it's like, all right, fuck, like our favorite concentration camp, like we can't send him there. We just can't send him there. So like, now they're just trying to scramble for any place that'll take him, just so they're not embarrassed. But just let him go home. Like, just let him go home. Even if you just threaten him, it's like, don't say shit about this. Like, I feel like they take it at this point. They're like, okay, like, like, can I just, like, you know what I mean? Like, like if the Trump administration was like, yo, you can be a citizen, but you can never say shit about the horrors that we did to you, I feel like they would take it no problem. But that's just, the cruelty is the point. Like, all this is happening to explicitly psychologically torture this guy and make anyone similar to him afraid.